So as per the NCERT, the next topic to discuss is the central neural system. In which there are two main things we have learned already from the first page of NCERT, that there are two parts of the central neural system. First is the brain and second is the spinal cord. So there is a detail of the brain also coming up in this chapter. So let's read from the NCERT first. The brain is the central information processing organ of the human body, and it acts as a command and control system. It controls the voluntary movement, the balance of the human body, functioning of the vital involuntary organs like the lungs activity, heart's movement, kidneys function. They all are controlled by the central neural system, or you can say the brain. Even the process of regulating the temperature, which is called as a thermoregulation, is done by the brain. Hunger, thirst, circadian movements, the movements which occur in 24 hours. Like we all know, we have a rhythm of waking up around 7 o'clock in the morning. We all have a different circadian rhythm, just remember. Like a person may be always having a habit of developing, getting up in the morning around 7 o'clock and sleeping by 9:30 at the night. And then we start feeling hungry around 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock according to the timing we have. So this is called as a biological clock. So there is a clock working in our body which controls what exactly activities we are supposed to do on daily basis without involvement of our willpower. It will start automatically, so we call them as the 24-hour rhythm of our body, or the circadian rhythms of body. Apart from that, the activities of several endocrine glands and human behavior, they all are controlled by the brain, and it is the site of the processing of the vision, hearing, speech, memory, intelligence, emotions and thoughts. As we go through the next paragraph, it says that human brain is well protected by the skull. We all know brain is one of the most important organ in our body. So it cannot be just exposed to the environment. It could be under the threat of the changes brought in the environment. So it needs to be kept inside a safe environment. So the skull, or the bones of the skull, are supposed to provide protection to the brain. So NCERT says that it is protected by the skull. That topic has already been removed from the previous chapter. And then the brain is covered by some meninges. Now cranial word stands for the skull and meninges word stands for the layer. So there are some layers which consists of an outer layer called as dura mater. So there are three layers which provide protection along with the skull. So inner to the skull there are three layers from outside to inside, namely dura mater, which is the outermost layer, followed by a very thin middle layer called as the arachnoid. Arachna word stands for spider web or spider. So because this membrane appears to be reticular in nature with a lot of network, because it is rich in reticulin fiber, that's why it is called as arachnoid membrane. And then the innermost layer which is in contact with the brain is called as the pia mater. So brain is soft and very vital organ, so it is protected first of all by the endoskeleton called as the skull. So the cranial bones are supposed to provide protection to the brain, and inner to these cranial bones we have three meninges. The outermost is the dura mater, next is the arachnoid, and the innermost is the pia mater. Brain is divisible into three major parts. First part is the forebrain, second part is the midbrain, and then the third part is the hindbrain. Now let's go through the notes side by side. So as we go through the notes, brain in medical term is called as the encephalon. Let's break this word. N here stands for inside. Encephalon stands for the head. So cephal word is used for the head. So what exactly is present in our head is basically the main portion which is called as the brain. That's why it is called as the encephalon. So brain is also called in medical term as encephalon. It is the largest anterior part of the central neural system. So that means when we talk about the central neural system, the maximum portion of the central neural system is nothing but the brain. So it is the the largest portion of the central neural system, and it functions as the central information processing organ, having the command and control system all over the body. It controls all our activities, so whether we talk about voluntary activities, vision, hearing, speech, memory, intelligence, we feel hungry, we feel thirsty, all these things, or we feel some pain, we feel temperature rising, thermoregulation, all these things are, or these feelings or sensations are all controlled by the brain. Not even this much, even the involuntary activities like pumping of our heart, functioning of kidney, peristaltic movement, all these things are controlled by the brain. So brain plays an important role of even controlling the endocrine system. So brain is present in the head region, so it is called as the encephalon, and it is present inside the cranium part of the brain, and it is the widest and the uppermost portion of the central neural system. Now you can see in the notes it's mentioned there, it is 1200 to 1400 gram and constitutes 98% of the complete weight of central neural system, and it is present in the cavity which carries the volume of 1400 cc.